Greetings one and all to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet, a YouTube channel content creator, actively alienating everyone, in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice, all alignments. I am Lunar D8. This is Let's Play Chasing Tails. Disclaimer. This visual novel contains fast, flashing lights and images that can trigger a seizure for people with photosensitive epilepsy. If you experience lightheadedness, altered vision, twitching, disorientation, confusion, or momentary loss of awareness, please immediately stop playing and consult a doctor. This product is a work of fiction. The story, all names, characters, and events are portrayed in this visual novel are fictitious. No identification with actual persons, living or deceased, places, building, and products is intended or should be inferred. All characters are 18 years old or older. This visual novel contains disturbing horror scenes that may be unfit for children and easily disturbed. Reader discretion advised. Oh. Apparently I'm terrible at figuring out how to use menus. But I don't like having timed decisions. Fine, we'll take the anxiety. This is not helping what was just mentioned. Creak, 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 the old floorboards are creaking over my head. Someone's walking in the attic. The thing is, there's nobody in the house but me. A week ago. Oof. Is it packed with stones or something? They say the night is darkest just before the dawn, and the last box you carry when you move in the inn is the heaviest one. Not sure about the night part, but dragging another box in the hallway, I try my best to remember if I packed a couple of concrete slabs in there. Phew. My luggage arrived before I did. The movers didn't bother waiting for me and simply formed a small ziggurat with my belongings on the porch. Oh well, at least nobody snatched them. I wonder if anyone lives around here at all. That's too much drama. Cheer up, June. It's not like we're in the middle of nowhere, lost and forgotten by the rest of the world. To keep my sudden, whining seizure at bay, I drop the box on the floor and immediately start sneezing. Bad move. Damn, just how much dust is there? Achoo! Actually, no. don't want to know that. The dust flutters in the air, like plastic snow in a glass globe, forming small swirls in the corners, and it seems to be the only insulation material in this house. Guess I'll be able to make a little dust snowman, if I give it a try. Or should I call it a dust man? Ew. Not that I was short real snow around here. It's spring already, but the townscape is still covered with a thick blanket of snow, and it looks like it has no plans on melting anytime soon. Sure, my auntie had warned me it'll be fresh in these parts, but I had no idea it was fresh as in fresh frozen. On my way here, I got a distinct feeling I was stuck in a computer game with textures constantly failing to load. Well, not like I had any other options. Maybe it gets better downtown? Not like I'm eager to find out in person. At least, not today. The way here got me worn out, and all these boxes won't unpack themselves. Would be great if they did, though. I look around the shabby hall, crowded with endless boxes. I get the feeling they've multiplied while I wasn't looking. I mean, it's not like I could move the whole damn pile with my only two hands, right? I really tried my best to focus on the positive lately, and I mostly did good, until this very moment. It's just like a click in my head. I suddenly realize how tired I am. That's not the long way I've made, but rather everything that happened to me recently. My legs give out. I sit down in one of the boxes and stare at nothing with empty eyes. For a while, I sit without moving, but I don't feel any better. More like I'm drowning deeper and deeper in one of those burly snowdrifts I've seen along the road. Still, something changes. Not sure what it is, but through the sudden tide of fatigue, I feel a hint of anxiety building up. It grows stronger with each passing moment, and gradually clogs my mind entirely. This primitive feeling snaps me back to reality. I jump to my feet. What's the matter with me? I give myself a little slap on the cheeks, but the strange feeling doesn't go away. Where is it coming from? I try listening to my feelings, and soon figure out it's the room that gives me those strange vibes, the very room I was looking at this whole time. Just as I think of it, a nasty, tight lump emerges in my throat. I try hard to swallow it somehow. I take a closer look around, and suddenly shiver. Right in the middle of the room, on the floor covered with a thick layer of dust, there's a lonely footprint. Quite a small one, but that doesn't make it any better. How did it get in here? Really though, how? Take a closer look. I carefully get closer to look around. No more footprints. Just a single print of a bare foot in the dust that was gathering here for years. Or should I say, decades? My aunt mentioned she inherited this house from a distant uncle's grandfather or something. I probably leaned too low, my nose itches, and then the whole house shakes with the loudest "Achoo!" The delusion falls apart. I even feel energetic enough to clean up a bit. Of course I won't be able to fight all this mighty dirt in one go, but just gotta start somewhere. While rubbing the floor, I naturally come up with a simple explanation. This house sits in the outskirts, of course, but it's not the only one here. I'm positive I saw a couple of houses nearby, so perhaps my neighbors have a very special sense of humor. If it really is a prank, that leaves lots of questions. But anyway, I'd rather have this than a ghostly apparition of a one-legged midget prowling in the house. I mean, rumors go around quickly in small towns, so... I freeze, stunned with a jarring thought, but immediately push it away. No one here knows anything about me. They can't know. My old life belongs to the past, to the city I left behind. Here I will start with a clean slate, and no one-legged midget ghost will ever stop me. Layers of pristine dirt, both majestic and vast, finally give in under my attack. I barely keep standing on my feet, but the result is worth it. Naturally, there's nothing even vaguely edible in this house, but at least there's a heating system. I even managed to turn it on, so when I curl up on the couch with a manga book, it's almost cozy. I was dreaming of this moment all day long, but now I'm too tired to follow the story. Images blur before my eyes. I'm falling asleep. At night, I wake up a couple of times, feeling someone is watching me from the darkness. Morning greets me with bright white light shining in my face. I'd honestly prefer coffee in bed, but this works too, I guess. The same white light fills the entire room. Apparently I forgot to draw the curtains in the evening. The fierce illumination makes the scene painfully real. My sleepy brain fails to track where I found myself, so I manage to freak out a tad bit before it dawns on me. I moved houses. I start recollecting the details. An army of boxes in the hallway, lines of hurtfully empty cupboards in the kitchen, and an odd footprint I found yesterday in this very room. And also that weird dream, I guess? Or was it like an actual feeling? No idea what it actually was, but thinking of this suddenly get cold under 3 blankets. Wait a second. 3 blankets? I stare at the blankets in question. Sewn from colorful scraps, each of them is vaguely reminiscent of Frankenstein's monster. Well, at least they are warm and don't seem to have too much dust on them. But when did I manage to get them? I'm sure I got truly exhausted after cleaning the house yesterday evening. I wasn't even planning to fall asleep here, just lay down to relax for a moment, still all clothed. My clothes are neatly folded and stacked, flat, lying by the couch. Now, does this mean I'm... Oh. Yep, right. Oof. Like, I'm not only talking to myself, but also sleepwalking? And even sleep undressing? And now that is a combination. I mean, if I'm that active in my sleep, I could have at least drawn the curtains. What is all that even? A nice start in a new place, eh? I do hope my neighbors haven't seen anything they weren't supposed to see. At this very moment, I hear a muffled but distinct plop. I turn my head and start trying to locate the source of the noise. But only manage to catch a small glimpse of something outside the window. Hey, stop right there. Someone was speaking at me, staring right through the bare window glass. My righteous anger has no limits. I wrestle out of the blankets, about to rush after the culprit, but out in cold my let's say, enthusiasm cools down real quick. It's freezing here. Considering the temperature overboard, I'm no longer surprised with the miraculous manifestation of all those blankets. At this point, I probably could have dragged a bear out of the woods without regaining consciousness, just to have something warm and fluffy around. Ah! Come to think of it, bears are creepy. I wonder if there are any around here. This house sits at the very edge of the forest, after all. And chances are, this could have been... No, that silhouette outside the window was clearly human. I think I've seen a flash of bright color. Red, I guess? An unwanted guest is probably wearing a striking look. Well, this means it should be easy to track them down. But first, I probably should wear some pants. Parting with the warm couch is frustrating. But there's nothing edible in the kitchen, and I have to get outside either way. I could also use this chance to meet my neighbors while being dressed. I mean, maybe their children picked this house as a playground? They could have got here while the house was abandoned, and I could let that slide. But staring into my windows won't do it all. And if I was into unwanted attention from randos, I may as well stayed back home. Ugh, I'd rather not think of this. The heating system managed to shut down at night. No wonder I woke up in a freezing chamber. I fight the urge to start it again. It's probably safer to leave it be for now. I'd rather get back to a cold house than a hot pile of embers. I get ready and run out of the front door as fast as I can. Which is probably too fast. Ouch! The ground meets my butt with such a passion, as they were meant to be together all along. I feel upset, cold, and progressively more wet with each passing moment. All those innocent-looking puddles I noticed on my way to the house yesterday turned into wicked ice traps overnight. Seems like I have a free pass to my free personal ice rink now. How generous. Due to many a happy coincidence and plenty exceptional agility, I managed surviving my own backyard. The air is white, with sleet falling from the cloudy sky. But among the snowdrifts there's still a clearly visible furrow with a chain of holes in it. Those are definitely footprints. Aha! Got you, pervert. The pervert was probably running away, so the trail is fairly smudged. Nevertheless, I can tell they have small feet. Could this be a midget again? Well, at least this one has 2 legs. Whatever the details, I am drenched and angry enough to deliver justice, even to midgets. To my surprise, the tracks don't lead to any of the small houses nearby, which apparently means someone took a long journey specifically to admire my undies without permission. How did they even know I would be undressed? My head immediately gets crowded with crazy theories, but I gather my mental strength to kick them out. I have too many worries already. Those tracks clearly lead to the more civilized part of town, I guess. To the part where you're more likely to find a shop than a bear anyways. However, I decide to stray a bit to pay a visit to my neighbors, if there are perverts prowling around, or bears, or bearverts. Now, where that even came from? Danganronpa? Well, if there's anything weird out and about, I guess the neighbors should know something. Hopefully. Although I really don't want to admit it. The houses nearby look quite bleak. And I thought my house was a wreck. Blackened wood, sagging window frames with frosted, cloudy, dark glass. I get a sudden urge to look inside, but my good manners strongly advise not to. Yep, the manners. Definitely. I wander between the buildings for a while. Nothing happens, and I only learn there are seemingly no other tracks here, save for my own. It's like Silent Hill, but colder. I wonder if there's somebody walking around here with a giant knife that loves cake. I mean, what other reason would you have to carry on a giant knife? I think I might go to Taco Bell later. They don't have cake, though. Oh. Okay. What would a Pyramid Head or Silent Hill themed Taco Bell meal be? I remember one point Taco Bell used to have 90s commercials for like the Street Sharks. There was a cartoon that had sharks. It was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but there were sharks. I wonder if they relaunched that TV show, but like, Taco Bell Gura toys, that you just get like a giant, Gura toy with a Taco Bell meal. Like, yes, I'd like your 5 chalupas and a Mexican pizza and a Crunchwrap Supreme and a chili burrito and a grilled steak volcano burrito and some nachos and 12 of your Gura toys. Okay, I'm going to pay attention to the game now. Either no one is home or I seem to be living here all by myself. Alone. I honestly have no idea how I should feel about this. Seems like I won't have to chase any brash kiddos out of my kitchen. But that leaves a large room for other questions. I take a couple of deep breaths. Nipping cold air quickly brings me back to the reality and more pressing issues. I can jump to all the terrible conclusions later, but freezing to death before lunch would be too upsetting. To the convenience store I go, and not a moment later. Snowfall gradually covers the evidence, but I manage to follow the footprint trail for some time. Just as I thought, the footprints become too subtle to notice on the trampled snow. As the snow coat on the road thins out, I completely lose track of them. Oh yeah? Think you've managed to get away, you filthy midget hentai? I will make you understand the value of privacy. Well, at least the store is just up ahead. To my relief, it looks very ordinary. I'd say I've seen its twin right across the road from the apartment I used to rent back in the city. All these spy games left me little time to actually get ready for going anywhere public. I rummage through my purse to check on my current financial situation and figure out what lifestyle I can currently afford. Of course, I'm pretty clueless about local prices. I do have some savings, but how far will that take me? And where could I possibly earn more in this backwoods? Guess I'll think about it tomorrow. What, or the day after tomorrow? Or even better, next week. Yes. I should probably have enough money for a week, right? I pushed the combini door so enthusiastically, as if it was directly responsible for my personal economic crisis. The sound of the doorbell is so desperate. I can't help but imagine if it's falling off and hitting me right in the head. Probably just to hammer some common sense into it. Sorry. The lady at the cash desk looks a bit surprised by my dramatic entry. Still, she gives me a friendly nod and gets back to her business. Well, not the business. I'd say she's more invested in her small tablet producing faint yet recognizable mumbling. Some kind of dorama, I guess. Wait, that means the internet. I still vegetate in a frozen wasteland, but at least it's blessed with the internet. I wipe the snow off my feet on a mat on the entrance. I get myself a shopping basket and hurry onwards. Phew. Come on, June, pull yourself together. Just act natural. Don't draw attention, and stop talking to yourself in public play. At the entrance behind me, the bell rings again. Another customer. Seems to be pretty lively here. That's great and all, but I don't feel ready to make new acquaintances just yet. Instead, I decide to focus on the mission at hand and proceed further into the story, trying not to draw anyone's attention. The shop hall is just so soothingly ordinary, as the exterior suggested. I finally calmed down enough to start scanning the shelves for munchies. Well, it's not half as bad as I thought. The variety of goods here is nothing to write home about, but those prices definitely know the right way to rub me. If I won't start binge buying every week thoughtlessly, I think I might be able to keep myself going for a month or so. And later on, well, a month is a month. Something should turn up. That's just how it goes, right? Haha. Anyways, what was I? The noodles, right. Now that's a staple food if I ever saw one. I'd say I could use a staple or two in my life right now. Think of the noodles. Don't think of money. Eerie houses, hideous midgets, that girl across the room who's staring at you right now. Eek? What now? The girl is standing a few shelves away from me. How did she manage to get this close without me noticing? Or maybe she's just about her business and I'm imagining things? I decided to keep an eye on her for a while. Doing my best to stay chill, I try casually moving around the store. The girl seems to stay all chill and casual too, but the route she picks makes me think she's chilling around me. Now I'm pretty sure she is, in fact, watching me. She is glaring at me with those huge eyes of hers, probably thinking I can't see it. I lean lower, trying to become one with the shelf full of cereals. The girl does exactly the same thing, meditating over a pile of boxed napkins. I make a tactical move and blitzkrieg myself over to the dairy fridges. Now I can perfectly see her reflection in the glass door. A petite girl with long, dark hair, well-dressed, and that red coat? I can't help but look straight at the girl. She quickly turns away. I notice a snow blob sitting on the back of her coat. Now that I can think about it, there was a small weird snowbank under my window. I guess I'm not the only one here who ended up with the snow behind their collars this morning. Wait, does this mean... Is she the midget I was freaking out about? I didn't even think it might be a girl. That's why the footprints are small. But why? How? For what purpose? I mean, it's not like she... The thought takes my breath away. She couldn't possibly know about me. Or could she? The place has internet after all. Could she be one of those people willing to grind me to dust? Or a crazy fan? I can't even decide what's the worst option. Invading my personal space is something people like that would do. Maybe she already helped herself into the house to rummage through my stuff while I was on the neighborhood tour. That's a code red situation here. A coat red situation. I need a plan right about now. Okay, so I know where this is going. I'd even say I know it too well. Just let them feel your fear for a moment, and the next moment you're done. And as far as I know, I've run out of kind aunts with vacant houses. I must take this bull by the horns before they end up in my... I go straight into the girl. She gets what's surprisingly quick and tries to flee, but I act fast. The spy games are over. Hey, Redcoat! Stop right there! Is this the American Revolution? Are you talking to me? Yep, you got it. I won't beat around the bush. You were staring at me, and I want to know why. Staring? Me? What nonsense? I was examining the list of ingredients here, that's it. Oh? The list of ingredients, you say? On toilet paper. Any interesting finds so far? That's... well, yes. What about it? It's none of your business, actually. Just what I thought when I saw you right at my window this morning. What? Stop playing an innocent lamb. You know exactly what I mean. You pervert. Excuse me? Do you even know who you're talking to? Let's see, am I talking to someone who has a license for voyeurism? No. Or is it someone who picked my backyard as a natural habitat? Huh, maybe you're a garden gnome. Still no? Now that's a pity. I am Fukuyama Ren, the eldest daughter of the old and venerable Fukuyama clan. My family has been taking care for the well-being of this town for centuries, and now you're staring at the windows of innocent girls, taking all the advantage you can to get from your position. You don't think you can just get away with it, do you? I told you I wasn't staring anywhere. Leave me alone. Pervert. As told by a tyke. Hello? What is happening? We exchange annihilating glances. Fukuyama Rin, the eldest daughter of the old and venerable clan, hurls a bundle of toilet paper into her basket. Then, with graceful flourish of her long, glossy hair, she departs in angry silence. A lot of people have been putting like ChatGPT and AI into games. How would that... the author of this game is like, please stop trying to fuck with my game. I'm trying to come up with a suitable insult for the final chord, but nothing good comes to mind. Frankly, I'm getting a bit scared. The daughter of the respected clan, blah blah, in short, the local queen bee. And I got a quarrel with her literally on the second day of living here. Is there a chance she actually wasn't staring anywhere? I mean, you never know how many people stroll around the city dressed in red. Am I even sure what I've seen? Well, the answer is yes. Even if it had just been my imagination back then, I'm pretty confident about what happened now. The girl was definitely watching me, but she never said why. Maybe I should have saved the insults for later. Oh well, I've lost the chance to get answers either way. I spend an indecent amount of time by the toilet paper shelves just so I don't run into Fukuyama again. Then I move to the checkout, producing monthly amount of doom and gloom. The saleswoman is polite and all, but I still get the feeling she's denouncing me. Well, it figures. I made a scene in front of her, and I was very picky about the participants. The bell rings me farewell, and the shop door closes behind me. No way. I will not feel guilty. It's all her fault. It wasn't me who was staring at the other people's windows. At least now I know the name of my personal pervert stalker, and maybe I managed to scare her enough to get her off my back. I try to forget this stupid situation and head home. White fog, and some guy with a triangular-shaped head, carrying a long implement used for slicing cake. And the narrator that is currently reading this game is fat. Nothing but white fog and a voice. I have found you. I have finally found you. I had to keep searching for so long. But it's all right. Everything is going to be fine now. We will make everything right. And then we will be always together. Right? Don't know what to answer. I'm gonna go to bed. We'll figure out the answer to a question some other time. Bye.